Hello, spooky crew. Our tote bag drawing is officially closed, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered. We are so grateful for the love and the support, and we have loved reading your reviews. Missed the tote? No worries. We're still sending out high-quality vinyl stickers while supplies last. Just email us proof of your rating and review along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, and we'll get one headed your way. Quick promise, your address is only for mailing the sticker. No emails, no selling info, no funny business, just spooky gratitude. Thanks again for supporting the show. You are the reason we do this.
You're listening to The Spooky Darlings, where three sisters talk about all kinds of fun and creepy and wonderful things. I'm Emily.
I'm Haley.
I'm Nettie.
And today we are on our cryptid crawl. We have reached number 14, the wonderful state of Indiana.
That's right.
So, who wants to go first today?
I'll
Me.
go. No,
You.
Haley will.
We'll go at the same time.
Rock, paper, scissors. Ready?
Okay, wait.
At the same time.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors.
No, you go.
Okay, me. I won rock, paper, scissors without even having to play.
Okay, Nettie's going to go first, but at first I have to tell you a funny story. I asked my friend who is from Indiana if she or her mom knew of any Indiana cryptids. And so just texted her mom, hey, Emily's asking if you know of any Indiana cryptids. And her mom was like, is this for the podcast? I can tell her about the belly dancing restaurant we used to take you to where there was a serial killer that lived upstairs.
What?
Yeah.
Well, this sounds like something you're gonna have to do on a non-cryptid episode. I cannot wait.
I know. And then I was like, well, that's not a cryptid.
Well,
but
which serial killer?
I already told you guys and I can't remember. Darn it. Let me look. I have too many texts, so I can't look. But
I get real behind
was
on
that one-
texts on oh yeah, long days because I don't look at my phone.
it was a super horrific serial killer from Chicago area, I think.
Oh,
You guys remember, Haley, you told
Not
me
John
that he
Wayne
was like
Gacy,
very
right?
graphic. It was not John Wayne Gacy.
was it Richard Speck?
Was it Richard Speck?
Yes, it was
Okay.
Richard Speck.
Oh my
'Cause,
gosh.
Yeah, that was what he did was terrible.
Yes, that would be a really good one to cover, and I think especially from that angle.
Of having a
belly-
friend who's been to the belly dancing restaurant
Yes.
below the apartment that he somehow stayed at.
A belly dancing angle always, it's something different.
It wins.
That's nuts. Wow.
So anyway,
Yeah.
my connection to Indiana does not hold any cryptid connection.
Does not. But that's cool that she knew about our podcast and wanted to contribute.
Yeah.
It's
serial
funny.
killer?
I think if someone were like, hey, I'm doing an episode on Oregon cryptids, what would you think of? I would immediately be like, Willow Lake Monster. We call him Wally. That's the only one that would come to mind.
Oh, Bigfoot immediately.
Well, Bigfoot, obviously, right? Obvi.
I mean, yeah. Oregon is super Bigfoot.
Speaking of Bigfoot, we need to do that tour. We need to do that Baker City guy who's a Bigfoot expert,
Holy
and
cow.
we need to go on a Bigfoot hunting.
Camping. Yeah, you do like he'll take you camping in the woods to all his Bigfoot sites. Emily, when can you come up? We're doing it. Baker. Bigfoot. Battlestar Galactica. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys about a really interesting cryptid in Indiana. And only in Indiana. There is no crossover here. In 1996, at a car bumper factory in Anderson, Indiana, and even though it's in Anderson, it was called the Delphi GMC factory, but they specifically made car bumpers. A bunch of workers were going about their usual routine, but today they had a special task. They had to clean out the sludge pit. Now, the sludge pit was full of oil, full of antifreeze, full of like solvents that were meant to like strip paints and rubbers off of things, full of all types of chemicals and industrial waste.
So you did not want to bathe in this.
You would not want to bathe in it, and there was nothing about this sludge pit that you would say could sustain or hold on to life. It feels like one of those things where even like touching it is probably dangerous and deadly.
Yeah.
So, there's no oxygen. There's nothing in there that can like create or sustain life. It's literally chemicals that would just dissolve living beings and things. So they're sitting there draining this pit or cleaning out this pit, and suddenly they notice these things wiggling around. And they're really confused because they're like, what? Nothing should be moving around in here. And these were like 15 inches long at the biggest, 8 inches long at the smallest. And they were the color of an earthworm. They were described as like a sort of dark grayish pink.
Yikes.
So sort of the color of an earthworm. But one of the workers, while cleaning, like whacked one of them with a stick and it seemed to kill it. And they took it out, extracted it, put it in a jar, and they were able to take a closer look. And it looked like a squid. And then, the other ones that were sort of writhing around in the oil pit looked like squids. One of them had an eye.
No.
And I don't know how well they looked at all of them, but they said from all the reports I read, only one had an eye. Eyeball.
That's terrible.
Yeah. No, it is totally terrible.
Oh my gosh. Jason cleans drains for Spot On Septic, one of his companies. And he was going through this video. They're usually very gross. I don't like to see them. And Jason's
No, why is he videoing this process? Why?
Well, like to show people like what's going on in their pipes and stuff. Okay. And he's like, babe, come here. You got to see this. I have to show you something. And the camera was going through this drain pipe, and there's this flesh-colored blob wriggling.
What?
Gross.
This story is perfect for this episode.
And
Tell me more.
There was more than one in this person's drain.
And what was it?
Don't know. But it like moved, and it was kind of solid, like the camera bumped up against it.
And it was moving.
And we might have a thing situation.
You might
or
have
the
an
blob.
You might
the
have
blob
an
situation here in
oil
LeGrand.
pit squid, but instead of an oil pit squid, it's a septic
It's a blob.
tank.
Don't know what it
squid.
was, but it was just this pink wriggling mass. So
Oh my goodness!
Gross.
get your drains checked.
That
I
is
think we
super
just
gross.
discovered a new Oregon cryptid. The septic tank blob.
The
Did it have an
LeGrand blob.
eye?
No, it just was wriggling, and like you could see it move. It was so strange. Anyway,
So weird.
Super gross.
All right.
go on with your pit squids.
Yes, oil pit squid. This is so crazy because there were so many witnesses. There were like 8 to 15 men that were working on cleaning the pit that saw these creatures. And then just within the factory, because they got one out and put it in a jar, apparently dead, like hundreds of people saw the jar and saw this squid that they said they were like holding on to for like the environmental, the EPA, whatever that stands for, Environmental Protection Agency or something.
Yeah.
To come and look at it.
Did they catch the one with the eye, or was one of the ones they caught?
I do not know. Because, and the reason I don't know, Emily, is because the specimen that they caught in a jar apparently hung out like for a week or a little over a week, waiting for the EPA to come pick it up so they could do testing, and then it disappeared. And they don't know what happened to it. They don't know if someone, like a cleaning crew, threw it out thinking it was just a jar of oil and sludge, or if someone thought, I'm going to take this home, this will be cool to put on my shelf, or if the government actually came in, took it, and then just claimed it disappeared to avoid having to answer questions.
That's what happened.
I kind of think so too.
Me too.
That's what I think happened. And I don't know what happened to the other 8 to 15 squid-like creatures that were in the pit, because apparently they only captured
They all disappeared too.
one. Well, they just were
Are there any pictures?
cleaned out with the pit. There are no actual photographs of the actual oil pit squid, but there are lots of renderings, and we will put some of those renderings on our socials.
Crazy.
So, yes. So it disappeared. No record of where it went. Nobody knows what happened to it. And so they went, and when the EPA came in to collect the specimen, they actually went and looked at the pit to see if there were any left, and there was nothing. Wow. Nothing left in the pit.
I think Homeland Security came in and took them.
Haley, I think so too, actually. I actually think that it was some branch of the government heard about it.
Alien
Came in.
branch of the government.
some alien branch of the government, or it could have been. I mean, that is actually one of the theories, is that it was, I mean, I don't buy into this theory. I think it could have been some type of alien creature. Someone said it might be alien babies that like they stored in this oil pit sludge for safety until it could rejoin the mothership. But like,
reminded them of home.
Why would they choose the oil pit?
Maybe that's where they thrive. So this is like a Men in Black situation, right? So the branch of the government we're talking about is the MBI.
Yeah, MIB.
And
MIB.
there are newspaper articles.
MBI.
Men Black Investigation. Wait, what does MBI stand for?
Emily just messed it up.
I was trying to say Men in Black. And I blew it. So
MIB, MBI, Men Black In. Okay, so there were articles in the paper, in several newspapers that talked about it. One of them was called "Creature in Plant 9 Pits," and we'll put this article on our social media. And it's not very long, so I'm going to read it to you. Anderson. This is called "Squid-like Substance Found in November. Sample Disappeared." Anderson. An internal Indiana Department of Environmental Management memo confirmed a creature of unknown origin or type was found in sludge pits at the Delphi Interior and Lighting Systems Plant 9. Both the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and IDEM, which is the Indiana Department of Environmental Management, IDEM, confirmed Tuesday that General Motors workers found what one employee described as a squid-like creature when the pits were being cleaned in November 1996. The Herald Bulletin obtained the internal IDEM memo, which was dated Monday.
1996, so that's why there's no photos of it.
Yeah, because someone would have actually had to have a camera. A 30-year-old Plant 9 worker said the earthworm-colored creature was 6 to 8 inches long. I read reports that it was 8 to 15 inches long. So 6 to 8 inches long with tentacles and possibly eyes. Several current workers said the pit contained antifreeze, stripper, oil, and they said polyol, but it was like something else. It was propanol, which is hold on, let me find the rest of the article, which is a chemical mixture used in the formation of the plastic bumpers. The 30-year-old employee said the sludge pit had several of the creatures, one of which was taken out, killed, then placed in a jar where it sat for several days in the work area. However, it was later stolen. It was a shock, this is in quotes, it was a shock that anything was able to survive in the pit, the worker said. There were several of them swimming in the pit. Sharon Morton, a spokeswoman for the Delphi 1 in Detroit, said plant officials said when they were draining the water from the pit that they found a bacterial growth. They described it as a type of bacteria that would form when organic matter is placed in fresh water. They consider it harmless. So they're trying to say it was a bacterial growth, but it had tentacles and it had an eye or eyes. And eyes are a complex feature. They don't just form in blobs of bacteria. And bacteria, this is not part of the article, by the way, this is just me on an exposition. Bacteria can grow anywhere. Like bacteria is found in the places that would be most uninhabitable for life, like sulfur caves,
your toes.
La Brea tar pits between your toes. Like anywhere where you would think life would not form, bacteria is found. Even if it doesn't sustain other life, bacteria is found. So it could have been a bacteria growth, but a bacteria growth would not grow an eye or tentacles, I don't think. I mean, maybe.
Also, it does just seem nuts to me that in such a hostile environment, I mean, I know that you said that it can grow anywhere, but like with all of those chemicals, paint stripper and everything, like that's crazy that a bacteria grows in that.
Well, and it sounds to me like it was writhing around. It was like a writhing squid-like creature with an eye. So I don't think bacteria is the answer.
Okay, so they're trying to say that it wasn't squids, it was this bacteria growth.
They're like, we solved it. It was a bacteria growth.
This is a government cover-up if I've ever smelled one.
Oh, Haley, I think you're correct.
Don't worry. They all just disappeared like bacteria do.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. So I'm going to finish the article.
Okay.
So the sample, it was collected on November 15th, disappeared in early December. And she said the Delphi 1 officials followed normal security procedures for a theft in the plant. However, since there are no leads, the matter is not being pursued. Tamara Ohl of the EPA said she questioned GM about what was found in the sludge pit during a February meeting in Anderson. They did find something in one of the pits, Oil said.
Tamara.
They, GM, collected it and were going to have it sent off and tested to confirm what it was, but the sample disappeared. Also, the discovery of the living organism is not directly related to the EPA's planned inspection of Plant 9 for toxic materials. We're just inspecting the plant for no reason. I added that. And Oil said she has never run across anything like this before in her work. I'm curious about it, she said. That's a direct quote. Jolyn Ewing, a spokesperson with IDEM, said an IDEM inspector will be at Plant 9 this week to look into a complaint alleging hazardous material spills and will check into the report of the life form. It depends on what we find, Ewing said. I don't know if it was just lost or if GM is trying to cover it up. I'm not concerned that GM is trying to cover something up. We're hoping our inspection will provide some answers. And our preliminary visual inspection revealed the specimen to be a harmless common bacteria. She said, we're troubled by the theft of the specimen, which is delaying our ability to resolve the issue. And then they said they cooperate fully with the EPA and IDEM in their investigation.
Is GM trying to put squids in our cars?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Maybe.
You're probably right.
And
just in the bumper.
It's
in the bumper area.
Just in the bumpers. But to give them more bounce.
Yeah.
We want our bumpers less crunchy.
Like a rubber baby buggy bumper.
Yeah.
And that's what rubber's made of.
Baby Bobby's Bible bumpers.
Baby.
From the Righteous Gemstones.
Baby Bobby's Bible
Yep,
bumper. Oh my gosh, you're right.
No, Baby Billy.
Baby
Billy's Bible bumpers.
So some people point out, like when you're mixing a bunch of hazardous chemicals, you can kind of create strange biological effects. Like you kind of think about just sci-fi and like the stories and the lore that come from crossing chemicals or from like nuclear reactions. Mm-hmm. So it could be that something like that happened. And we know so little about so many things. Mm-hmm. And we're constantly discovering life forms and in things that we didn't think would exist. Like La Brea tar pits have like a fly that like feeds on the bacteria that has come from the dead animals that make the tar or that died in the tar, where you would think that they wouldn't be able to live. And then
That's
recently
crazy.
They've talked about like a new worm or something that eats plastics, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I have heard about the worm that eats plastics. I know that's pretty exciting for like people that want to help, like heal the earth.
Well, and oil itself is, I mean, we call it fossil fuels because it is literally made from like ancient million years ago decomposition of
Fossils.
animals that were alive, like dinosaurs.
Okay, hear me out. Did one of the workers have calamari for lunch?
Oh my gosh, gross.
And
can you imagine?
They were like, I don't like this. They throw their calamari in the oil pit.
Oh, I thought you meant
And then the calamari reanimates because of all of the chemicals and toxins in there. Oil Pit Squid is born.
It's almost like Frankenstein, but calamari. And, Indiana is famous for having 8 to 15 inch calamaris at all their restaurants.
Yeah.
Haley, this is the first time I've heard this theory.
Took a basket of calamari, dumped it in the oil pit. They fuse together.
Oh, yes. Egregore style, but instead of thoughts,
It's
calamari.
It's a calamari. It's a calamari egregore. It's like Vecna.
Oh my goodness.
So gross.
Weird.
I mean, that is pretty much the Indiana oil squid.
Gross.
But
Government cover up if I've ever heard one.
there are people that think it was just an earthworm because the tentacles were described like worm-like. And apparently in some sponges undersea, there are things that are classified as worms that do have like a one brain, but lots of bodies. That's like almost like a mutation. And so who knows?
Super
Wonder if that's what's
weird.
in the pipes in LaGrange.
I'm wondering too. That's so interesting that Jason found something like that, and I really want to know more.
I could probably have him show you the video.
Well, I want him to get in there and get it out.
He didn't.
I want him to.
Tell him to put it in the jar and call
Don't call it the government.
EPA.
Take photos first.
Take photos and maybe take 2 samples, one for himself.
Well, there was more than one blob down there.
And then the other one can be for the government, but just tell the government it was only one blob. That's creepy.
Yikes.
You heard it here first, guys. There is some blob in some sanitation stuff in Eastern Oregon.
And we've got the video.
And we've got a video to prove it. Oh,
Maybe I
yikes.
could have Jason send me a screenshot of that.
Oh my gosh, yes, please. That would be amazing. Yeah, well, that's it.
Haley, do you want to go next or do you want me to go next?
Either way works for me.
Did you guys want to rock, paper, scissors it?
No.
No, I don't feel any kind of way about it. I'll go if you don't care.
You go. You go, girl.
Okay. Today I'm going to share with you the Crawfordsville Monster. Let me take you back in time to September 5th, 1891.
Ooh. 100 years before the Oil Pit Squids
Yes.
were discovered.
100 years. It was a still quiet, very early morning, not windy at all. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
In the quiet town of Crawfordsville, Indiana. It was around 2 a.m. 2 men, Marshall McIntyre and Bill Gray, were ice delivery drivers, and they were making their rounds when they saw what they described as a terrifying apparition overhead. What they reported and what others witnessed soon after caused many folks in the area to believe that it was the beginning of the end of the world or a harbinger of doom.
Ooh.
They watched this apparition for nearly an hour as it hovered a few hundred feet above them before it retreated. The icemen said that the thing darted.
Hung out for a while.
Yes, the icemen said that the thing darted downward toward them multiple times, forcing them to run behind a wagon, shield their heads, and prepare to flee.
Oh, yikes.
That same morning, Methodist pastor Reverend G. Switzer and his wife also saw something strange in the sky. And it should be noted that their social standing and reputation as a reverend and wife really prevented journalists from trying to dismiss their account as any kind of hysteria or drunkenness or prank or anything else.
If it had just been the Icemen, it would have been like 2 drunken Icemen.
Exactly. Like there probably would have been an attempt to discredit, but these two had, kind of an impeccable standing. So these 4 and other additional witnesses described something otherworldly. They said that it was about 18 feet long, approximately 8 feet wide. It was pure white with no clear fixed shape. They compared it to a white shroud or something waving and flapping in the wind, but there was no wind.
This is so creepy.
Whoa.
It was undulating with several pairs of what they called side fins.
Undulating.
But witnesses said it had no wings, yet it moved like a living flag.
So it almost sounds like it's like swimming underwater, but in the air.
Yeah.
Yes. So it flapped with no wings, writhing like a cloth, but still moved with purpose and direction. It stretched and contracted like living fabric, leading to the idea that the creature wasn't solid, almost amoebic or like a sky jelly in some sort of shifting form. It was
18 feet long.
8 feet wide by 18 feet long.
Okay, so big.
So witnesses insisted that it wasn't flying like a bird and it wasn't shaped like one. Some versions, especially early prints, because this was printed all over the newspapers, described it as smooth, white, and muscled, rolling over itself like living intestines, folding and refolding as if made of rubbery flesh. Wow. This intestinal description kind of gets erased in some of the modern retellings, but it was present in more than one of the 1891 press syndications.
Well, we need to bring that back because that's really descriptive and, more close to the original source.
We're bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
Right.
This
So
is
it had
creepy.
it had no like distinctive head or limbs or tail, but you know what it did have?
Eyes. An eye.
Heart.
One great flaming eye. Yes, you guessed it, Nettie.
Oh my gosh, just like the oil pit squid.
So
But the not flaming in the oil pit squid. It was just an eye.
witnesses also said that it kind of glowed faintly, that the monster had like a dim, almost phosphorescent glow especially around what they described as its single flaming eye or its core or its center mass. These are kind of independent descriptions that people gave. Whoa. Multiple witnesses saw it hover, circle, and twist for nearly an hour, sometimes drifting, sometimes swooping. And in addition, it made a sound, like a wheezing or a moaning sound. They reported that it sounded labored, like asthmatic breathing, almost like something was suffocating, struggling to get its breath.
Holy.
And witnesses said that they could feel its hot breath on them.
Oh, so it got close to them.
Yeah, they had to hide behind a wagon.
Yeah.
I mean, if something's 18 feet long and 8 feet wide, I don't know how close you have to be for it to
Feel its breath.
to feel its breath. But yeah, like those icemen did say that
It was darting down.
like it darted towards them and they had to hide.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I mean, could it be a harbinger of doom? Could it be a dying sky beast or something pulled into our atmosphere?
Yeah.
A gasping atmospheric organism?
From space.
That's kind of what I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good
It's a thought.
that's a really good thing to wonder about, right?
Yeah.
So, witnesses said that it acted almost like confused, as if it was blinded or injured. Some accounts described it as zigzagging, lunging suddenly, doubling back, and struggling against no wind. As I said earlier, it was a still night and there was no wind.
Wow. Almost like it's drowning in the air is almost how it feels. Like it's struggling to breathe, can't.
Wheezing.
Yeah, it's not able to
Like
to
it's
live in
not-
our atmosphere.
Not
Undulating.
Although we're putting like what we see with human and earthly beings, like when they struggle for life, they're putting that on a creature that they don't know anything about. It could just be that that's how the creature moves and exists.
Sure.
If we could all take our alien hats, put them on.
Oh, mine's on all the
Help
time.
us have alien eyes.
Let's do it.
Don't forget to snap them on.
I'm glad you're joining me, finally.
This is rarely included in modern tellings, but this thing was seen in the sky more than once over several nights. So it wasn't just this one night. This was several nights that this thing was seen.
But it's all at night, all of the sightings.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So the Iceman sighting was September 5th, 1891. That was the first and the most famous sighting. But there were multiple additional evening sightings. They just weren't printed as widely in the newspapers.
Okay.
So newspapers described it as an apparition, a horror, or a horrible apparition before the term monster caught on. So early accounts were leaning into kind of ghostly language, not like animal or zoological language.
Okay.
And this is unusual because, most cryptids start as like a creature or something that we're trying to identify as something that we can relate to known animals almost.
Yeah.
But this one began as a haunting in the sky. So the story did not stay local. Other papers reprinted it, including bigger cities providing coverage, the Hoosier State Chronicles and the Indianapolis Journal, and wider circulation. So this was kind of one of the early examples of syndication effect of newspapers sharing stories. And that's a big reason that the Crawfordsville Monster spread as much as it did, the story. And at this point, multiple stories had circulated across several evenings. And that's when two locals named John Hornbeck and Abe Hernley, they claimed to have tracked it down.
Oh.
They independently concluded that it was actually just a flock of many hundred killdeer.
What? Are killdeer a bird?
Yes, killdeer are a bird. So, and I had the same reaction. So their idea is that lots of birds that have white underbellies or a white breast and belly with low visibility or damp and foggy air, and their cries may be kind of like combined into something that could sound kind of like wheezing or a wraith type thing.
I mean, actually, I could see how they could get there because when you watch like the swifts, like the groups of swifts, they do look almost like a single organism flying in a group, and they almost undulate.
My tough thing is at night because birds tend to nest at night.
Well, and another interesting thing that they don't address really is that killdeers, they keep their flocks quite small. It's usually between 6 and 30 birds.
Yeah.
And that could not possibly explain at all, even close to the apparition that people claimed to see.
18 feet long, 8 feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big is one killdeer?
With a big flaming eye, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm with you.
One killdeer is like, I think it's like the size of a dove. Okay. So it's not an enormous bird. I mean, let me actually look that up. How big is a killdeer?
We have them in our pastures. They're not.
I've never even heard of them.
Huge.
Killdeer are like brown on their back and the upper wings, but they're white on their breast and stomach.
So just one aggressive flock of killdeer that happens to be super large and somehow create the shape of an eye that looks like it's on fire. Yeah, likely story. I don't think so.
That's what they claim.
I don't believe them.
So killdeer are like medium sized. They're 8 to 11 inches.
Yeah.
With a wingspan of 8 to 25 inches, but 6 to 30 killdeer, I don't think it would trick anybody into thinking they saw what they saw. And also, killdeer do not travel with a flaming eyeball at the center of their flock.
Exactly.
No.
So nonetheless, historians kind of latch onto that, and they believe it may have been just birds disoriented by the newly installed electric streetlights in the town. And maybe people were also kind of disoriented by the streetlights in the town, maybe like being able to see things at night for the first time. So this killdeer story is widely accepted as the explanation for what everyone saw. Even Wikipedia basically says that this was debunked and that it was positively identified as a flock of killdeer. And I just want to tell you right now, I do not buy it.
I don't agree. Yeah.
Could the flaming eye have been the flock below the streetlight?
I just don't know if...
I mean, there isn't a single mention of like a streetlight being right next to them or anything. It's just mentioned that the town got streetlights.
Were they carrying the streetlight with them?
Wherever they were harvesting ice, they would know streetlights out there.
They weren't harvesting ice, they were delivering ice.
Wherever they were delivering ice, they wouldn't have...
You were picturing that scene in Frozen where they're like chopping through the ice and singing a song.
Most of my knowledge about icemen does come from Frozen.
You just love to glean your knowledge from Disney movies.
Yes.
I mean, don't we all?
Okay, so this killdeer explanation was not accepted by locals or even really very many news outlets for for weeks after this whole thing happened. And actually, there was only one news outlet that really promoted this theory. Most of the locals, especially the ones that had seen it, did not believe it. Like they just outright did not believe it. Most residents insisted the shape was too cohesive and too large to be a flock of birds, especially killdeer with their small size of flocks. And the sound did not sound like killdeer cries.
Right.
Another completely insane theory that was proposed is that it was a balloon cat parachute craze. So there was I'll explain.
Okay.
So there was an article in the Hoosier State Chronicles that said that local kids were into a balloon parachute craze. And some accounts from the period talked about kids like horrifically sending cats in like almost a hot air balloon type of thing into the air as a pastime. And then claiming, the claim is that could explain a drifting sheet-like shape.
Right, and the flaming eye, because isn't that how they make hot air balloons rise?
So now listen, I did actually add that word in because it said sending cats up into the air with balloons, and I wasn't really sure if they meant helium balloons or hot air balloons. I added that hot air part. So maybe it was hot air balloons, maybe it wasn't. I can't imagine a bunch of kids having hot air balloons in rural Indiana in 1891 and wanting to send them up to be like lost and destroyed.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good point. Also, was helium available on the reg?
I doubt it. So that was another question that I had. So this doesn't sound like any kind of plausible explanation.
We're debunking people's explanations and making clear that it was an alien.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, original witnesses also dismissed this cat balloon idea.
As they should.
They were like, I saw what I saw, and it wasn't a cat in a basket, and it wasn't like a hot air balloon caught above me.
And that cat would have been screeching and scrowling, yowling.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though people kind of, the people were like, nope, wrong again. That's not what we saw. This theory still sticks to this story.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't really actually taken that seriously at the time.
Well, I mean, it kind of reminds me of our last episode, where you talked about the beast of Gévaudan, where it was like the explanation was, it was a big wolf. We caught it. We killed it. But then the deaths kept happening. It's like, it almost seems like the people in charge, the people that don't see it, just want to find a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be true. I mean, like if you're trying to keep the peace and there's like the threat of mass hysteria over something that's unexplained, you might try to like just find the simplest answer.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. Or the people in charge steal your oil squids.
Right.
Oil Pit Squid.
So some skeptics think that it was literally just a media stunt. That, multiple newspapers in Crawfordsville, were like,
we're not selling enough.
Yeah. Basically that, like, one newspaper was like, hey, I think I can sell more papers if I write something fantastical.
Wait, do you mean to tell me that the news is corrupt?
I don't know what I'm trying to tell you, see? I don't know why I did that. I don't know why.
You were turning into someone from the 1890s, and that is how they spoke. See?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Some old news gal. So some newspapers didn't report on it at all, and some did, and they're kind of like, maybe this was played up for attention and sales, sales of newspapers. But that doesn't mean that nobody saw anything, Mm-hmm. Anyway, so like basically this to me is such a crazy, interesting thing. Some cryptozoologists today think that it's probably a sky jellyfish or a sky manta ray, which let me tell you, I did not know that either of those were even things. Mm-hmm. But apparently in cryptozoology, that's just like something that they think is out there.
When you were first describing it, my thought was like a manta ray. When I said it sounded like an underwater creature in the air, I was actually picturing like a manta ray from your description. But I also did not know that was something.
I started at dragon.
We are baby cryptozoologists ourselves. We're getting into it and learning more and more with each episode, which is why I'm really glad
Emily's
we're
facial
doing
expression
this.
to that.
By baby, I mean we are brand new. I don't mean like we're babies. We're not. We're full-grown women.
I just would say that we are into cryptids, but I don't think that we're cryptozoologists.
Emily, we're brand new at it. We're starting. A cryptozoologist is literally someone who studies cryptids. Are we studying cryptids?
That's like calling yourself a baby psychologist, even though you haven't really like gotten any kind of certification
Emily,
in it.
I have some news for you.
I want you to save it for later.
You can't get a degree in cryptozoology. You can't get a degree in cryptozoology. Actually, can you?
I wonder if you're right. Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, some cryptozoologists also categorize it as an atmospheric beast or a living sky creature. Mm-hmm. There are other theories that it's a UFO, like a rod type UFO, or, I mean, these are later theories, right? Nobody was talking about that in the 1891. Or, I mean, honestly, personally, do you know what it reminded me of?
What?
The floating eye of death from the Aquabats episode.
Yes.
Actually, it was a recurring character in the Aquabats. But yes, the floating eye of death from the Aquabats.
Maybe they got inspired from this.
I wonder. That is a great question. We'll have to ask them.
From this cryptid. Will you remind me the name of this cryptid again?
It is the Crawfordsville Monster. Right. So with no body, no physical traces left behind, no pictures, no repeated modern sightings. This case is, the only evidence we really have is the newspaper articles that were printed at the time, basically from that crazy week where it made multiple appearances.
Wow.
So what do you guys think?
Well, okay. I have some thoughts.
I think it was an interdimensional being that got lost in a wrong dimension.
Oh, Haley. And I have an additional thought to my thoughts that were already there.
You're welcome.
I mean, that was what you guys said too about the Enfield horror. And maybe that area is kind of like, I mean, Illinois and Indiana are like side by side. They're close together. Maybe that area is just kind of.
They're side by side geographically, and they are side by side alphabetically if you put the states in order. So there's 2 connections.
Which is why they're holding hands in our cryptid crawl.
Yeah.
Art that you will make?
No,
Thank you,
Indiana
Emily.
and Illinois are in line for the cryptid crawl holding hands because they're next to each other and they're friends.
I know, I'm sorry. I just got a visual of you making the states, all 50 of them in a line holding hands like one cryptid from each state.
I can't be doing that. I'm sorry. I don't have time.
Can someone do that? That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
But so a couple things. Yes, interdimensional being, total possibility. Something just popped over.
Got
Went
lost.
through some sort of
It was dying.
portal and then was like, what the hell? I can't breathe. And maybe it got back or maybe it died. Other thought, I think alien that somehow got away from its ship. We interpreted it, like the humans at the time interpreted it as the life forms that they know on Earth as dying and suffering, but maybe that's just how it exists. Those are the noises it makes.
maybe it was like trying to communicate and it was like, why are these icemen hiding? I'm just trying to say something like, can I have some ice?
Bleep, blop. And the
Do
icemen
you
are like,
see this fiery eye? It's not supposed to be on fire.
Give me some ice for my eyes.
And third, could we call ourselves amateur cryptozoologists? Would that
You-
make everyone happy?
You may.
Yes.
Amateur.
It wouldn't make everyone happy, but it would make us slightly happy in this moment about that topic.
I would say budding cryptozoologists or amateur cryptozoologists. We are studying it. We are actively in the study of cryptozoology and we are fascinated with it. So I'm saying,
Can you say cryptozoolophiles? Because we love it.
Yeah.
cryptozoolophiles. It's the best word I've ever heard. I love it.
It might exist. I don't know. I just said it.
It doesn't. And you made it up.
Trademark.
T-shirts.
That counts, right? If you just say trademark.
I've heard it done on so many podcasts that it has to count.
Yeah.
No, it's
moving
true.
on.
If people just say TM, I think they mean like, thank you much. TM.
I mean, trademark. If someone says, here's a snack for you, and you say TM, you mean trademark. I trademarked this snack.
I'm joking. I don't really think that. I was just being I was goofing, okay?
I also was joking. I don't think people are trademarking snacks.
Wait, Emily, did you say your theory on your cryptid?
Yeah, what's your theory?
I think it was, the flaming eyeball really gets me. I'm certain if people were telling the truth, I'm certain that it was not birds.
Yeah.
I don't think it was birds.
And I'm pretty sure can you imagine a kid? Actually, I can. So never mind. Like just doing something reckless.
What about a time slip where suddenly an episode of the Aquabats was playing in the sky like a projector? And it was just like the flaming eye.
It was probably
Probably the
kid
Aquabats.
turned on his projector
Yeah.
and he's like, what? Why isn't this hitting my projector screen?
This is
Wow.
wild. This is
It
seriously, though, one of the
projected.
craziest things.
Yeah.
Emily, first of all, I always appreciate your thorough research.
Oh, thanks.
I really do. It's so fascinating. And it's like, I've not heard of this ever. And my mind is kind of just totally blown right now. Like where I'm just sort of ruminating already about it, even though I just learned.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just kind of it's one of those big question marks in our brains and in the sky in 1891. So that was the Crawfordsville Monster.
I'm so curious what people, like what Indianans think about it. Indianans? Pretty sure.
Indianonians.
I think we call them Hoosiers.
I want to know what the Hoosiers
Nailed
think
it.
of it. Especially the people that were around there that maybe like my great-great-grandmother was the priest.
Unfortunately,
priestess.
I did not take to Reddit on this one, and I wish I had because I love when I do come across people's versions of that. I should have done that this time.
I did take to Reddit on the Oil Pit Squid, and that's where I got the articles because I couldn't. The articles were not available online, only on Reddit. Where someone's like, I clipped
is
these,
a-
I found these.
Classic telltale sign of a cover-up.
Yeah.
I'll say
Everything's scribbed up dubbed.
Scrub-a-dub-dub it.
Dubbed.
Well,
Yeah. Haley, what do you got for us?
shall we get on to mine?
Yes.
So, it's nighttime. You're at a cemetery, like you like to do.
I do, actually.
I do too.
You're alone.
I'm never, actually.
At night at a cemetery? I don't like
But-
to do that.
You don't feel like you're alone.
Okay, good. Could I have
Did you
someone
just
with
see
me?
an apparition of a woman? Is someone else at this cemetery with you? Oh, boy. What are those lights? Are those voices? Did you leave the cemetery alone? I'm talking about the woman in black of Steppe Cemetery.
Is this STEPPE?
2 P's.
Okay.
STEPP. So, Steppe Cemetery is located in Morgan Monroe State Forest in Indiana. It is an old cemetery with about 114 graves dating back to 1851.
It's kind of small. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The most commonly reported spirit at Steppe Cemetery, because there's more than one, is that of the woman in black. Many different stories are surround this apparition. The loss of a child. She's often seen sitting shrouded in black. There is a tree stump that is rumored to be cursed on the back of the cemetery grounds, and she is often seen sitting there as well. When approached, she will either disappear or dash into the woods. And her spirit has also been seen walking slowly among the trees before vanishing. So other witnesses report seeing the lady in black bent over almost as if she is digging for something.
Oh my gosh.
That is creepy.
I need to go here.
We need to go here.
Steppe, Indiana.
There. We need to go to there.
Did we say here?
Here to the place that I'm talking about at the Steppe Cemetery. So many visitors have reported that the spirit can sometimes be seen crying as she sits on the tree stump.
Oh my.
That's intrusive.
And you can hear
Just kidding.
People have heard her mournful cries, but they did not see her.
Oh.
And so it is also said that if someone sits on the stump during a full moon, they will be cursed to die in exactly 1 year.
Well, I'm not going to sit there now
No, it's
on
cursed.
a full moon. I was kind of thinking about it until you said that part.
The first thing I told you about this tree stump was that it's cursed. Why would you sit there?
I don't know. I thought maybe it was like, I forgot about the curse. Okay.
So one of the stories,
So this is a cautionary tale.
yes,
I'm
don't
glad
sit
you
there.
told us.
Don't sit on the tree stump. A young woman dressed in all black can sometimes be glimpsed sitting on the nearby tree stump and humming to a baby bundled in her arms. Saying the story goes that the baby died just a few days after its birth and buried on the east side of the cemetery under a tombstone that has the name Baby Lester.
Oh, a little boy, maybe.
There's also a local legend about a man who was killed while building in the Morgan Monroe County Forestry, and he was buried in the Steppe Cemetery. And after his death, every night, a woman dressed all in black would sit over his grave to keep visitors away.
Why?
Possessive.
Why did she not want people to come and say goodbye? Why?
Who knows?
So creepy.
This is one of the more common stories told, is a story of a mother and daughter, and the father has already died and was already buried at Steppe Cemetery, and the daughter goes to a dance against her mother's wishes, gets in a car wreck, dies. The daughter is buried next to the father, and to this day, the grieving wife and mother visits the grave every day, dressed in black.
Wow.
And that is the woman in black of Steppe Cemetery.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
I wonder if there's like modern lore of people like having interactions with her.
I could not find any current, like I took to Reddit and I tried to find people being like, I visited the Steppe Cemetery and I saw
the
her.
woman in black.
There was one story I found of people going to this cemetery and they heard a woman weeping, but they could not find a woman weeping. And that is like kind of the most first person story interaction that I...
Sounds like we need to go.
Haley, what year did you say that baby Lester died? Did you have a year?
I didn't see.
Okay, you didn't have a year.
I didn't see a year. No, but it's like early 1900s / like 1950s.
Okay, that's what I was picturing. I was just going to ask what period her clothing would be.
Victorian.
So only 150 graves. It would the whole
114.
cemetery. 114 graves. The whole cemetery would be very small.
It's pretty small. The photos are beautiful, though. Just the
good.
old gravestones and like mossy. Unfortunately, there has been some vandalism.
Why? I
know, like one person.
Nuts.
Oh, that's so tragic.
There was a photo of like a stone slab that says Step Cemetery. And there's a really pretty photo of it. You could just tell it's old and beautiful. And then there's a newer photo of it with part of it chipped off. And then somebody obviously put red nail polish to look like blood on it.
Rude.
So, I just don't understand
Yeah.
people. Come on,
Or,
guys.
red paint, maybe not red nail polish. Yeah, right there. Isn't that so rude?
Super lame. Yeah, that's too bad.
I love walking in cemeteries. That's actually been something that I've been enjoying with Mom, like going once a week. And we found a grave that the pictures had come, like there was a photo. It was like a married couple and their photos had become dislodged and were just sitting there. So I like looked up how to repair it, and Mom and I like gathered the stuff. And then the next time we went and we totally like glued the photos back on and like placed them with rocks and stuff, and then went back and checked. And it just felt really, we don't know who these people are, but it just felt really nice to like kind of, but I walk through and I see the ones that have been pushed over or just have fallen over from gravity or getting covered in grass and moss. And it just makes me feel like the memories of these people are being like swallowed up and covered. I just want to.
Well, there's 2 deaths. There's the first death when you die, and the second death when no one mentions your name again.
According to Coco. And Haley learned that from the Disney animated film Coco.
No, I learned it from Sinisterhood, the podcast.
Oh, and it's also featured in Coco. That's how I learned it.
I remember hearing about the time that you and Mom went and repaired those gravestones. And then I remember Mom taking pictures of you from behind, bent over, trying to repair the gravestones. And you were like, Mom, don't just take pictures of me.
She was like,
bent
I'm
over.
not.
You were bent over at the waist, like just trying your best, working hard, like in an uncomfortable position. And Mom like went from super far back to get a picture of your butt in the air. And I'm grateful for that picture.
Me too.
We'll put that on the socials. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, maybe I will. If I can scrunch it up, I might.
Please do.
It's in the family chat. It's in our
That's
family
right.
chat.
It is in our family chat. Oh my gosh, yes.
So funny.
She's a lovely lady who does not think about flattering angles when it comes to photos.
But speaking of cemeteries, we should go to Union Cemetery and see if we can find Dr. Fies.
Let's go find Dr. Fies. And then sometime I will post all the photos that I took at the Granite Cemetery. That is like that's the one where I went with Mom and Dad, where it has the things like hanged for horse thievery this date. It's the coolest old cemetery.
That's
we can do a Spooky Darlings post. I'll send them all to you, Emily, if you don't mind. And
that'd be great.
kind of do a post of the Granite Cemetery. It's so cool.
That'd be great.
And I did get a ghost story from
The caretaker?
the caretaker, not at the cemetery, but at the old abandoned mine up the hill. So maybe we could do like a 3D episode where
Abandoned
we
mines.
or just like harvested ghost stories.
Or
And
caretaker
photos or something.
stories. I bet that would be a super fascinating one.
Listeners, are you a caretaker? Do you know a caretaker? Do you or they have a creepy story? Please write us at thespookydarlings@gmail.com.
Yes, go find a caretaker. Be like, I demand your stories.
Bring them to us.
Bring me your story.
Bring me the caretaker you found. Also, though, like if you do have any fun ideas, we're doing these 3D episodes as we're kind of nicknaming them. But like,
for
if
Three
you have an
Darlings.
idea, if you have something that would be a fun one for us to kind of split up into some smaller storytelling segments where we each share something on a similar, topic, we would love to hear your ideas for those. We've got a whole list that we're working through, but we're excited about it, and we'd love to hear your ideas too.
We've got a list, and many of the items on our list have been listener suggestions that I think we kind of are maybe planning on coming up, like vortexes, dreams.
Yes.
Some other ones that listeners have suggested.
Have submitted. Yeah. So we love that. We love hearing your ideas. We take them into consideration as much as we can. So thank you guys.
I'm picking the topic for next month. Do you guys want me to tell you what I've chosen?
Yes.
Well, do you want to tell listeners?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just tell us?
No, I'll tell listeners and you.
Okay.
I have selected, and I also reserve the right to change my mind, but I have selected unsolved murders from our hometown because we already did the Candy Cane Park murder, which is unsolved, but LeGrand, as you may or may not know, is the home of several unsolved murders. And so I'm going to have each of my sisters do one of them, and I will do one. And then we have like a couple of unsolved like disappearances, and then we will each report on that. And that's my plan for the 4th Tuesday of February for our 3D episode, Three Darlings episode.
LeGrand Unsolved Murders.
LeGrand Unsolved, yeah. So I will.
That's a great one, Nettie. I love that.
3 names, and I will let you guys kind of pick, and we'll sort of go from there.
Perfect.
All right. Who wants to close us
Coming
out?
soon to a podcast near you.
I think you're closing us out, Nettie.
Oh, I'm closing us out. Okay. Thank you for listening. Once again, we are the Spooky Darlings. If you have anything that you'd like to contribute or any questions you want answered, you can email us at thespookydarlings@gmail.com. And you can find us on our socials at The Spooky Darlings Podcast. Don't forget to enter our promo for the Spooky Darlings tote bag that's closing soon. And we just really thank you for listening. If you have a moment right now, please give us a rating. They help so much. And we would love a written review. It can be anything you want to say. It makes us so happy to read them. And thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
5 stars.
Okay, so these are a few things that are rarely included in modern retellings. But these things, sorry, let me just start that whole thought over.
I thought you were saying a word that started with the. I had to look up how to pronounce this, but I'm pretty sure it's right. It's the.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Let's just start that part over.
Okay.
Before we disappear into the shadows, don't forget, we're still sending out vinyl stickers. Leave us a rating and review and email us proof to thespookydarlings@gmail.com along with your mailing address, and we'll send you some spooky snail mail while supplies last. And if your heart is still mourning that tote bag, may we gently tempt your way toward our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening. And as always, stay spooky.